Samira, a determined young journalist, was about to step into the heart of one of the most mysterious and dangerous places known to locals, the Hollowwoods, also called the Forgotten Forest. She had heard the chilling legends of people who disappeared and strange happenings, but she wasn't afraid. Armed with a camera and her curiosity, she set out to uncover the truth, unaware that the forest was watching, waiting. As Samira ventured deeper into the Hollowwoods, the air grew cold and the sun began to fade. The trees, ancient and gnarled, seemed to close in on her. Branches twisted together, forming an eerie canopy that blocked out the light. The forest was silent. Too silent. Every step she took echoed through the dense woods, and the further she went, the more she felt like she was being drawn into the heart of something far darker than she had imagined. As she walked through the forest, Samira noticed strange symbols carved into the bark of the trees. They weren't just random marks. They pulsed faintly, as though alive. The forest around her seemed to hold its breath, and an uneasy stillness settled in the air. The symbols beckoned her, but something about them made her skin crawl. She couldn't shake the feeling that these carvings were a warning, one that had been forgotten for a reason. Amid the trees, Samira found it. A massive ancient tree with sprawling roots that spread like veins across the forest floor. At the heart of the roots lay a stone altar, old and worn. Resting upon it was a book, its leather cover cracked and stained with age. Samira felt an inexplicable pull toward it. As she reached for the book, the forest seemed to hold its breath, as if the very air itself was waiting for her to make a choice. The moment Samira touched the book, the ground beneath her feet trembled. The roots of the ancient tree began to writhe and twist like living creatures. They lashed out, wrapping around her ankles, pulling her toward the altar. Her heart pounded as she struggled against the force, but it was too strong. The whispers from the forest grew louder, echoing in her mind, ancient voices, calling her to fulfill a dark and forgotten promise. Suddenly, figures emerged from the shadows of the forest. They were not human, twisted, gaunt forms with hollow eyes and ghostly faces. They circled around her, pointing at the book as if urging her to open it. Their chanting filled the air, an ancient language that seemed to resonate deep within her bones. Samira felt the weight of their gaze, and for the first time she realized the forest wasn't just watching. It was alive, and it wanted something from her. As Samira's hand pressed the book, a surge of energy shot through her, intense and overwhelming. The spirits screamed as they dissolved into mist, their presence vanishing with the wind. The roots loosened, but Samira could feel something changing within her. Dark veins appeared on her skin, glowing briefly before fading into her body. The whispers didn't stop. They had only just begun, and she realized the curse had taken root within her, marking her forever. Samira awoke at the edge of the forest, the sun now rising and casting light on the quiet woods. She staggered to her feet, disoriented, and began walking back toward the village. But as she passed a shop window, her reflection caught her eye. The veins were still there, creeping up her neck, dark and unnatural. The whispers echoed in her mind, louder than ever. She realized with growing horror that the curse wasn't just in the forest anymore. It had followed her home,